especially excels here on defense.
Big challenge for G2 is proving they can close the map. Last two maps they played versus MIBR and Team Liquid, both maps they very easily could have won. Slipped away from them in overtime. Definitely going to be that weight hanging over them.
They'll show something aggro on the pistol rounds here. Walk the chamber down mid with the Neon to help. But MIBR, you know them. They like their faster plays. They're going to keep it simple towards A to start.
High haunt broken by Bastarda. G2 have taken so much control on the map. Amy has already stepped into tiles. Doesn't have an angle here necessarily with the trip watching the flank.
MIBR, they are full contacting this, but that gives time for this chamber to walk fully into their flank.
Oh, steps into the trip, and now MIBR send two players to deal with the flanker. As they go into the site, and G2 instantly activate. Nikita hasn't really found anything, but the rest of her team has. G2 getting wild onto the site. And just like that, the round is over. G2 can win a pistol.
And that is the problem with going for these very slow rounds where you don't have any insurance on this map. G2, from the very start of the round, they were walking Akita and Amy into mid. They very quickly realized that there's nothing home there. And before MIBR can even try to commit to this execute, they're completely enveloped and just get decimated by Akita on the site.
Big too that G2 can just win a pistol round. It's been somewhat of a struggle in this tournament. It was certainly a struggle in that last match they just played. Can start off on a good foot here.
And I think playing this chamber comp is great for a few reasons. One, chamber is awesome because initiators are so much worse.
Yeah.
But
well, Melissa just got a kill, so yeah. Checkmate. Point refuted.
That is checkmate, indeed. They're walled off now. That's the beauty of the Sage. They only wanted an orb, but they're happy to get a kill as well. But look, there's not going to be many tools to push Amy off this line. So she can play very proactive, continue to pressure over there. And on the other side, we have Sage util. And 8 seconds again with the slow. Now here comes Amy. So while she doesn't get the kill, does have to retreat and does it safely.
I'm a little nervous right now about G2.
Yeah.
Getting forced off the angle, taken low on the chamber.
How does G2 reply now? They still have B main control, but they worried that there was alert going on through mid. There isn't really, at least not an active one yet.
Right now, Amy is all alone on the A site. Two players are getting called back, rotating through spawn to assist.
Yeah.
They are going to be here in time.
There will be a lurk coming through as well. I agree with you. I'm a little scared.
Viper Wall not really doing MIBR too many favors. They have to come on through here with just the dark cover to protect. And now Vanya jumps through the smoke after the Seas falls down. And
no more dreams.
With some bodies and with some guns, G2 can pick up the kills they need.
MIBR might get a plant. They're going to run towards B.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop them, really.
I mean, take those little wins, yeah. Melissa already with 4 ult orbs as well. We'll have a 5th off the plant. See if Bastarda can get anything done with this classic. I like the way G2 have just ignored Boba completely. Work in all together through market now. That classic, hard to deal damage with it. The range Bastarda is playing from. Melissa, the hope for MIBR with this Spectre.
Last player standing.
A good swing and maybe a shock dart for some extra damage, but as Amy posts up with the Bulldog, G2 will take their second round.
So no need to fear in the end, even if it got a bit close. That round was a great example of how this comp dominates the respective mains. The Sage full slowing one side, the Chamber posturing up on the other. MIBR, they don't have a huge amount of tools to clear off with only that Sova in the mix. So I think all this first half is going to be about how they can bait out the Chamber to TP and how they can bait out the Sage to use two slows in the wall.
And I think seeing things like the slide double swing to clear mains is really important when there could be a chamber there. So you can always have the quick trade or even just contact walking forward, find windows to punish the Sage.
Look at this play. There'll be an Omen TP down mid fast as the Neon fights into A main, masking an operator behind it.
Yeah, it's crazy. G2 going for the op, saved up for that one. And now looking to run this idea, as you said, there's the teleport. Vanya in front of the dart, but already some return fire.
And look, that whole A main fight was just to get the op posted. Now they're going to call back into a B stack, Beautiful. And there's the op in play.
And that could have been the lurk with Lisa playing on her Viper Wall. Now MIBR have to work into mid, where a Prowler doesn't see anything. That smoke on the right side makes it very hard for G2 to get information back in that mid space.
MIBR found the right gap in this one. working into market.
Oh, there could be a brutal timing caught right here. This fight into market. I believe Vanya figured it out, and is now swinging on the other side of this wall. Posts up right on top of screen. SRN will secure the shot. And now comes straight into the site. Mimi has nowhere really to go, but SRN is stunning herself. Slows down this take of the site. Means Mimi has a chance here. With the pistol in hand, MIBR have nice spacing. Very few opportunities to G2.
And now G2 have to retake with an operator.
Well, we'll see. Might just be playing for the pick and waiting to get numbers before committing on in. Good swing from Petra. And the trade from Melissa too.
You see how conflicted Amy is. Wants to get involved somehow, but also doesn't want to lose the gun.
One enemy remaining.
Great hold. Now Akita maybe thinking about grabbing the operator, also thinking about playing the round. Does she want this? It's a big commitment. After spending for the opportunity, she pulls off the kill. The Bulldog is not enough for the instant kill.
I think they got caught in their decision there. They wanted initially, it looked like, to play passive, just let the two players go. But then they get that pick. Amy feels like she can do something and ends up the worst of both worlds, where you lose the round and the off.
Now, it sounds really bad losing that operator, but it is worth noting that Amy, with 5 kills already in 3 rounds, is just 1 away from the Tour de Force.
Nice! Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Oh, SRN wanted that off, and she's got it. On the attack Neon operator.
Big stack from G2 into main. Oh, we're just fighting forward, teleporting up top. Her own paranoia, Vanya, what an angle! And now instantly out.
The slow keeps the traders away as well.
And Amy pops the ultimate. She doesn't leave B main. The rest of her team says, you can lock that down for us.
And this is great, because G2 can now call back into a stack towards A. Just leave the chamber for info on the other side.
MIBR have some ideas of their own to play for the lurks. 2 geared up for mid right now. Shock dart sent to break the trip in market, I believe.
I don't think it got it. But that's big. Push Amy off the line, bait out her TP.
This fight in mid could blow everything up, especially if Sayuri can win those out. A Hunter's Fury coming out for main as well as Bastarda. And now that shot does not connect. Bastarda solidifies position into the site. Working forward. Sees a player pop up. Bastarda weathering the storm, falls down, and Vanya with 3 to win the round.
Very nicely held on to by G2 there. I think they showed, again, nice ideas to start these rounds.
That early aggro flame B main was sweet.
They're paper X posting with this one. Sage wall boost up, Omen TP's on top of it. And you see that little extra piece there, the slow orb means no one else can swing in to help. MIBR get caught off. Sarah nearly turned that around though. If she stays alive in mid there, and suddenly they're into the site, could have been a different world. Instead, G2 are back, and they've reset the money for MIBR.
MIBR just gonna send it at A, but I believe that was
Where is Sayuri going? Look, she's TP'd double into the site.
Yeah, but has to do everything on her own while her teammates are running through one ways.
My ult is ready.
So it's not gonna do much.
That makes it a little harder to actually get your value there, and well, poor Melissa already getting flanked in a 1v4.
Okay, somebody shoot her.
One day.
This is getting ridiculous. Mimi will get it. There we go. All right, and a few extra.
So G2 not only win that round, but I think should have money to get another up for Amy here. MIBR are going to call a timeout. I think the number one thing to solve is what I was talking about before with how you play into these 2 sentinels on the extremity. But what G2 is doing so well is spicing that up by showing these early round set plays. So if you're MIBR, you not only have to think, are they going for one of their aggro looks, but also, how do we actually deal with the Sage and the Chamber util that is basically a requirement to do anything else?
Honestly, I'm not even sure if it has to be so complicated for MIBR to like match those main fights.
Sure.
You know, you absolutely can do that if SRN is feeling it and wants to punish the Chamber, but just as easily you can give that forward space, fight for mid, try to threaten blowing up the map, and then moving back in with your scouting utility later in the round, as opposed to falling into these traps. That's back-to-back rounds where G2 have just had 3 players ready for the fight in mains.
Absolutely, but G2 have also had solid solutions into mid. I think their market anchors have done a really great job of locking that area down, because MIBR have shown rounds where they're taking that mid control. But that doesn't mean it's not the solution. I do agree with you that that is the best solve to not get caught out into these ideas on either extremity.
Think about it, G2 was wildly effective when they were running some of the aggro looks on bind on defense too.
Well, G2 has expected this. They have 2 fighters ready in mid.
Highly likely, Amy's just gonna jump over onto the ledge with the teleport ready. As she does, dart up, broken for her. Now Amy can look at tiles. She's protected from the swing top mid because of the pillar right in the middle of the yard. Also from Akita, jiggling on the angle. This is quiet from MIBR.
Pretty early wall from G2 thrown up. That'll go down at about 50 seconds.
Probably because they're playing so much for mid, they don't have the forward info they would usually have on the A side of the map. And so,
Oh, this timing.
oh, this drone is going to be punished. Here goes Akita. Nothing Melissa can do about that. No one even protecting it, because MIBR was walking 3 players over to A to push a player off this line.
With her death, though, they realize something's up in mid, find the weaker side on A. But still, G2 were always set up to retake. They have Petra's ult to do it.
And Bastarda is positioned potentially to cut off the rotate. Now a scouting ultimate from Vanya spots 3 players. G2 can react to this one. Oh my god, Vanya up on top of the box. Can peer straight over the smoke. Forces a safer plant out of MIBR. And now the fight coming up into Link from SRN. No one's here. Nightfall dodge from SRN. Akita sliding into the site. Sayuri finds her mark. And now dancing on opposite ends of the site. Inside of 2 separate smokes. It'll be Vanya on the first kill. G2 need to see some enemies, need to see something before Bastarda just tears them all down. 3 in the round for both. A 4 needed. Bastarda will take it for MIBR.
A huge step up from her. The player who got dropped by Team Liquid in the mid-season. Had to find a new team and found it in the squad that was previously her rival. After coming into this roster, has immediately found success, both individually and with the team too.
Yeah, been a duelist player now. Well, she can play the Yoru on this map, forced on Cypher duty, but still making it look fun.
Sarda is a great read for G2, but MIBR, the clutch plays, that's the difference.
Up into elbow, Amy getting danced on a little bit with quick teleport away. SRN ready to go into this site, not worried about smokes, has the assistance of her team behind her, now sliding back into elbow. Amy has this crossfire with Petra. Bastarda left in a 1-on-2. Left in the clutch once more.
Careful now.
She knows where 1 is with the trap wire on the flank.
And also hurt Akita earlier as well.
They're really gonna make her do it again.
But I like this. G2 would have heard the trip go down. Won't expect Bastarda to be playing right on top of it. Bastarda chips away at Akita. Now swings back in for it. Mimi will send her packing.
And G2 hold on. After winning a clutch, MIBR try a very fast round. But you can see the G2 anchors were ready. Look at how Amy plays this, dealing with SRN on the dive. And then the crossfire with Petra.
Really snappy there between the 2 angles.
Yeah, she still got it.
Let's go! Nice! We have a...
She's looking at the camera.
Oh yeah, playing up for it a little bit. So MIBR, they're going to be broke after losing that round, and G2 again shift their setup, now putting the chamber over towards B. MIBR have really favored these A hits. So G2 want to show a new look of how to dominate that main control.
Oh, Amy saw a shoulder.
Okay, top mid control. These are great rounds to deal with the Senties, but Petra, she's so ready for it.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
No issues there.
And how the hell are you ever going to get into B? with the Sage there, with the chamber there.
I'm gonna say you're not. I'm gonna say you're gonna think about some options for the future. You know, it's a little bit odd from MIBR. I'm trying to get a read on how they're playing this map. And I just really feel like that round, of course, you have 2 players peeking into top mid, but a lot of things you normally see teams do, breaking the market door in early rounds. Challenging through this smoke to break chamber utility just hasn't really been coming down.
Casual Petra 4K.
Yeah, you know.
She'll do that sometimes.
Flawless for G2, but yeah.
It is strange because you think that with the Viper in the comp, you want to play a very slow control style and let Bastarda and Issa work lurks on the extremities. But when you're playing into double senti, it's so hard to actually get up on either of those angles because you're walled off or there's a chamber in your face.
Yummy! I love Eco Frags.
And then if you ever want to step up the pace, you don't really have a ton of tools to accelerate unless SRN can just go beast mode off of Paranoia.
Lisa's also been putting both her wall and her orb in A main. It's always been about these A fights for them, truthfully.
And at least that's meant that a chamber up has never been a risk. Here's another boost.
A different one this time. At the same time, Amy is all the way through B main. Ready for any players to step up.
Yeah, and she can still TP back from here. This is a safe position to play.
G2, after not seeing anything, set back up for the refight on A. I love this mid-rounding from G2. They have so much forward information. They can go for this fight. 1-for-1 at the start. Now Lisa on the side. MIBR, we're waiting for it. Not going to fall victim this time around.
She has a res, but she doesn't have a wall to do it safely.
Yeah, good luck. And now, all 3 players from G2 revealed. That means Sayuri knows she can blow up the map straight through top mid. G2 had no Yuto waiting for it.
All the way around.
Yeah, sending Bastarda as well. But it gives G2 a chance to go for this fight in A main again with 2 players.
They're trying the res.
Oh no, and a stun immediately answers. Here comes Bastarda. Oh no, the shots, where are they? Nobody can find them.
Sayuri
back into the site, but there's another player back on slant. This round is an absolute mess. Defense here. Akita looking down on MIBR. And G2 will have another.
I need to wash my mouth out after that round. That was...
I need to wash my eyes out.
That was gross. Oh, the whiff from Bastarda. That was the round for MIBR. They get the Cypher ultimate. Find the perfect way to break into mid. But in a 4-on-3, it all falls apart.
One enemy remaining.
They sound hyped.
Yeah, might be too. And MIBR have nothing now. On to another eco. This is G2 running away with the half. And I really think that G2 is just out calling them right now. The Sentinels are shutting down the extremities. When MIBR tries something else into mid or to re-clear into one, G2 are still so proactive. They're showing us these wall boost looks, the re-clear that they tried that round. They constantly have that next step. So Sayuri and the team at MIBR, they just can't get a read on what this defense ever actually is.
I think the concerning thing is a few rounds ago, I would say, oh, MIBR just need to solve the start of their round.
Sure.
But it almost feels like because G2 are getting so much information round after round after round, because MIBR are playing so back, you know, and not containing the space, it means that G2 can call these great mid-rounds.
And that's because of the conditioning early with those set plays off the rip you're talking about.
Exactly. MIBR a little bit spooked, it seems like, waiting for players of G2 to step forward. But really, I think EMEA has just been leaning over towards the B site so consistently. Finally, now the read from MIBR is to play into mid. Sayuri is just ulting back into spawn. Inside of dark cover. It's answered on the other side of things as Vanya pivots back over to B. And now 2 players from MIBR in spawn. Akita pinching down at the back of MIBR. This time Bastarda wins the fight. A nightfall into Bova. With Hunter's Fury to boot. Amy with 2 kills through the wall. Switches over to the Sheriff. And it's still all right as Mimi sees another body. This round could have gotten a little bit more wild for MIBR.
But now it's all but over. There's a wall up in the face of Melissa. The spike is down elsewhere. And G2 have held firm. I like the idea of this eco round of trying to blow up mid-control, get a deep TP. I think it's something to explore more, but again, G2 They turn, they figure out the fight, and it's another proactive
Yeah.
refight from Akita, sliding out into mid with that stun.
G2 responding really well, whether it's the quick opening rounds or the slower ones.
He does have a gun now.
Standing ahead.
Dart out, she's going to swing with it, but Vanya not baited at all by that dart.
All good. 8-2 now for G2. They are rolling this defense. What have MIBR figured out?
Well, my concern is because they ran the mid aggro look, either that's the read out of the timeout and they're going to play the next 2 rounds like that, in which case G2 have a perfect preview of it, or that was just a throwaway and they're going to go back to old habits and fight for A main again.
Yeah. I mean, to their credit, they're always getting a main. It's just the problem is when the recurves come in, when G2 dominates mid.
It's a Sage wall boost, I believe a double boost for these 2 players. As soon as the smoke comes in, boost on over it. MIBR didn't see this last time. And some fire down on Sayuri, takes her to 30.
That is a big investment to use your Sage wall at the beginning of the round, but here comes the next layer, Chris.
And look at A.
Clear.
Exactly, but it's a different Viper wall this time. It helps them out on site instead of just fighting over from main, but this time, G2 blow them up and Mimi just holds her own.
It's the same script round after round. MIBR play a slow start of round. They try and get into an extremity. G2 re-clear and dominate them.
And I love that G2 don't spend forever on top of that Sage wall. A lot of teams, when they run something like this, they invest 400 creds to get the wall
sunk
boost.
cost fallacy.
That player never leaves. But instead, G2 show that and then instantly rotate away because they know that MIBR is not going to re-swing and challenge that ridiculous angle. That is never favoring the player down on bot mid.
But if you're in rank, they'll always re-swing. Stay up there. 99% get off the wall right before they swing.
You know, this was G2's map pick, but I really do feel like, even compared to their bind, it is a very different level of just like set protocols and understanding of how to dominate defense on this map. On bind, it was a lot of just running aggro plays that were put together, and they either worked or they didn't. This one is a little bit less all in, a little bit less committed, so you get to see some of the mid-rounding prowess of Mimi.
Yeah, it wasn't always her on this
10
role.
seconds
Switched
left.
into it, I believe, last year. And
It was right before GCC last year because Petra had been IGLing all year long, and then
even while she was playing the Duelist, and had to switch on to that.
we were all surprised because we were calling Petra the Duelist heading into GCC last year, and then she was like, "Wait, no, that's not what I do anymore." Mimi took that job from me.
This is the new me. And I'm not the IGL anymore. And after not showing the operator since, I think, round 3 whatsoever, this is the time where G2 go back to normal and Amy buys it.
I kind of forgot the operator was an option.
And it's normally like the reason you pick the chamber. No, it's still here. And,
Okay.
And after seeing so many A lurks, she'll now solo hold that aggro and have a Sage to back up if needed.
Well, better late than never. MIBR ready to take some mid space.
Wahoo.
I tell a lie. I've never been more disappointed. I've been waiting for this all half. And they're
G2's
stepping
read
into
it.
the B main trap. How has Mimi just read every single thing MIBR have literally ever tried? I'll tell you why. It's because Chamber always has forward information. And MIBR are always dodging her.
Akita's going to get in the close corner. This is going to cook.
I think B main is where the fight is coming. Vanya spots it. Akita, calm, not swinging off the paranoia.
And she still has a stun.
Bastard has been left inside of this smoke. But she just steps through and spins on a dime. That's a way to steal a round.
If you want to talk about a comeback, you need at least 9-3. That's a good start.
And Amy had fallen off of the forward line. Plays it on the other side of this wall. Jumping Neon. Taken out of the round. Mimi's already rotated over with a wall down on the left approach. Now it's easy for G2 to just look at elbow, except for the pit.
30 seconds left.
But MIBR are leaving. The spike is actually heading back towards B. Finally, some late round ideas from MIBR, but they're a little bit slow. Petra has come into Boba, and this kill comes down for Mimi. Cuts away at the lurk opportunity. Petra chooses to play for numbers. Give the spike plant over to MIBR. How do they set up?
Spike
On a
planted.
retake, they'll bide their time. Petra has the Fade Haunt to go. It all comes down to the crossfire. Sayori and Bastarda on the site.
But MIBR do not have backside control. There's not a lot of space for them to play with, especially with the pressure coming through from that smoke. Melissa has to support back from main. Melissa and the team have to light it up. It's not enough just yet. Sayuri in a 1-on-2. Coming out from both sides. G2 will take 10 rounds in this opening half.
Just an incredible showing from them. A masterclass in the calling from Mimi, showing aggressive refights in the mid round, constantly reading into the exact setup from MIBR.
And all things considered, this is what the second half of Bind also looked like. If G2 just didn't slip in those last couple of rounds. G2 in the last two halves have been the better team.
Yes, come on.
But it's still them with their backs against the wall.
They still have to prove that they can close out, that they can be the ones to fight back. But for this halftime, a special guest, we have Bastarda's best friend, Belina, standing by with Bella.
안녕하세요, 벨라입니다. 오늘은 니콜님과 함께 MIBR 응원가를 무슨 뜻인지 좀 한번 불러볼 수 있는지 들어보려고 하는데요. Hi guys, I'm standing with Nicole. The song you guys were chanting, I have to ask, what are you guys saying? And can you teach me a verse?
Yes, we were actually praying, and apparently it went really, really well in that first map, so we're probably gonna do it again. And we were actually chanting Nossa Senhora me dê a mão. So you can try it.
Nossa Senhora
Me dê a mão.
me dê a mão.
Perfect.
Perfect. Alright. 이게 사실 기도인데 계속해서 할 때마다 라운드를 따내서 계속해서 기도를 할 거라고 이야기를 해줬습니다. Alright. Hopefully I'll get to master it. Alright.
Yeah, of course, and we can do it here, and they can win the second map.
Alright. Love that. Thank you, Nicole. And that is it.
Do you want to try, Christy?
I've already forgotten it.
Do you not remember?
I don't remember.
Do you want to try anyway?
No, that is not. You please be my guest,
No,
Mimi.
no. I wouldn't after asking you to do it. I feel like that would be rude.
Okay, well, it just seems like you just don't support MIBR, is what it sounds like.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, because you're not going to cheer for them.
Because I'm so unbiased.
Wow. See, I support
what I
all
support.
teams. I support all teams
You
personally.
support all teams?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Coinbase Econ Report is something that I can be in support of.
Yeah. Oh,
There it
let's
is.
bring it up. How about that? I mean, the real the hero of this half has been Vanya. Vanya picked up in the second half of Bind, had the back-to-back 4Ks, had quite a few more after that, sitting 16-6 currently.
Yeah, she had a monster game. And it's true of map 1 as well. It's also true of this tournament as a whole. I have been so impressed with Vanya. It's not the first time for her. You think when she showed up with previous events with BBL Queens and in her first year last year with G2 as well, was always excellent.
Is it just objectively funny that Vanya has like done way more damage to like literally the Omen than all 5 players combined, essentially?
It's an Omen diff, I suppose.
That's actually crazy. Sayuri's not even having a bad game. It just, when it comes to that head-to-head, Vanya absolutely clearing. And the crazy thing about this map too is that G2 literally did this yesterday.
Yes.
Like, map 2 was a 13-2 on Haven.
Wait, Christy, what if we're just running the inverse of yesterday's series?
Oh my god, and it's a
an
stomp
overtime
for
into a
MIBR.
Stomp.
Oh, please
But it's
don't.
split. It's split. The rule of all bangers end on split might
It's true.
supersede.
Yes, and okay, maybe spectating the wrong player here. MIBR setting up for a fight in top mid.
Here we go,
As the
fast
wall
break,
comes
into
down.
elbow. What are you laughing about?
I'm not laughing about anything. G2, 5 players here. No misdirection. Not going to be stun locked. SRN comes out. MIBR. It's not going to be a 13-2. No way. No way. Surely not.
Vanya is alive, but now walled off by their own teammate Sagewall as MIBR regroup towards spawn.
Wait, are they just going to leave? Is that an option?
It is an option, certainly.
I mean, after putting down the Sage Wall, you would have thought that might have been good enough to get the plants. They're going on a long, long walk. Wait, the Omen smoke is interesting because it really discourages MIBR stepping through. Means that G2 could be anywhere on the site, so it's actually giving them a lot of time to go for this rotate.
Here's the problem, though. Cypher Cam, you're going to be tapping that. There's also a trip they have to get through. They won't beat
That's
them there,
okay.
sure, but it's very nice tools to make this retake happen.
Now in the post plant, do G2 play in front of that Viper wall? And honestly, Bastarda could save the camera for the post plant to see if anyone's in front of that wall.
I mean, Chrissy Akita is just going on her own.
I mean, this is very far forward. Classic, though, and 2 players ready for the double swing. Akita resets the aim and stuns herself on the way out. All right.
Still, it's Vanya. 1v3, but she is a beast. And there is no smoke to block her off.
Has the armor, has a ghost. And that spike out in the open. It's a little bit awkward as SRN's just jumping around. No one's watching main. They hadn't dealt with backsight. Vanya, ready for another 1v4. The shock dart won't give her the chance.
Time's low.
No, Melissa has this one.
Yeah, just with
I mean, I can't hear anything right now, but it'll be all right. Half a second. No problems. MIBR will take their third.
Only got a little scary at the end. But that is what wins it. All three players swinging in. They had opened towards mid.
And it was like a half-second window before the wall gets placed and goes up that those kills come in, and it ruins the round for G2.
Everyone, G2 is looking right because they're waiting for that wall to come, the smoke to bloom. And well, a shock dart means you don't have to swing into Vanya, which is a happy outcome for MIBR.
I think MIBR will be working on not swinging into Vanya throughout this half. I think that might be the solution to coming back.
Certainly a start. Petra's just hanging out on B while his teammates contact up A.
There they are.
Unfortunately, all four just got darted.
It's interesting, but just look at the way the map is being played. It's very different how G2 were always fighting over mains. MIBR very willing to fall back.
Well, I think the biggest reason you see that is because look at MIBR's comp. They're playing Cypher Viper in current year.
Yeah.
It's very strange to see them sticking to their guns on this Cypher choice.
The thing is, though, I feel like usually you would be seeing MIBR play one weak side of the map with the Cypher Viper over on B, and then the other side could be fighting a little bit more aggressively. I think because SRN has the Outlaw and wants to play posted in market, means they don't have many options to go on the offensive.
Nice things about this comp. You do have great stall util added with this Viper.
Yeah, that one way there is super annoying.
Yeah, and then on the other side, you have a great wall to flood back into. When you're doing your B retakes, you can almost always hold on to backside control.
Akita's just running through that, full blinded. And now three players are jumping out. Somehow it's even. The paranoia means Akita wrapped all the way back around through spawn. Hold on. MIBR, you cannot let this happen to you. SRN has to clear this angle with the Outlaw. Slowed down by a reload. That started with the spam, okay. It's even again, but not with Akita in the picture. Stepping on out, G2 steal away the MasterCard Drifty, and it should be smooth sailing from here on out.
Okay. That is a very nice round from Akita. She goes around the world there. Starting off with the fight upstairs. You can see it here. Just a ghost. That was against a bulldog from Sayori. She gets that kill, picks up the gun, and then as this paranoia comes in, and no one can hear anything, she's rapping on Melissa.
But here's, I think, the issue with how MIBR were playing the A side. It's way easier to play and play for trades, play for good spacing when you're fighting over a small point on the map. It's much harder when you're
right here.
letting G2 sneak up on you. So MIBR sees the reins over this round. 2 players in tiles already.
Every round that G2 has wanted it, they've had a main control because MIBR is not contesting at all like you're talking about. And they have it again here. What they've traded for that space is mid.
Good stun comes out. It's just very hard because you'll see MIBR very isolated now, have to regroup 3 players in back spawn, blocked away by a smoke. But G2's flank is vulnerable. Vanya, the only player watching that. Some good shock darts from damage, but that flank about to come online. Vanya, cold as ever, now dodging away from the sun, chooses to fight this angle, and might have been a mistake. It won't really matter with the rest of G2, just completely locking down this site.
You will not kill my allies.
Going for the res here. As much to guarantee this round as it is to guarantee a rifle being carried over into the next.
When you watch MIBR play their attack, they constantly had to solve this puzzle of the Sage in the chamber. They are so impressive in the way that they lock down mains that just those 2 agents alone can be set at the task while the rest of G2 is going elsewhere to fight and play however they want on the defense. You switch over and you look at the composition for MIBR, and Instead, they have so many fewer tools to do that same fight. They're a lot more reliant on a passive Cypher setup one side, leaning more into 4-1s on the other. And G2 realized that A was weak. They just ran it over to start this half. And now they're one away from closing this game.
But winning that round 2 just means SRN's never really going to be able to buy an op in this half. So brutal. And it's sort of not giving SRN a chance to find some redemption after a tough first half. G2, contact on into the site, place down a wall for Market. Bastarda with the judge. Send some help for Bastarda. She's having a game. Against all odds here. It's guaranteed backside control for MIBR. MIBR biding their time as Paranoia comes in. Wall being broken down. Still holding the ground in the backside. Hold on. Util out in hand. Amy gets a kill. Now inside of this smoke. G2 so uncomfortable, so worried to teleport into backside. Might have been too much. MIBR up numbers now, still in firm hold of backside. G2 can't plant this spike unless Amy wins every single fight, but it's Bastarda onto a third, and MIBR take this force round by.
And that is what they want with this composition, to be able to always hold backside control. That's what makes it so hard for G2. I think if you're G2, a solve you think of for that is playing into mid control and Sage walling off Market so that not having backside isn't as big of an issue. But when you wall off Market and you don't have backside, you are just stuck like woman standing emoji in the open front sight, and it's so hard to actually win that.
Wall being pinged up by a Cypher trip. It's not a good position to be in.
Four stingers swinging into you.
Yeah.
I'd expect them to change how they play that if they go back into B in the future.
See if they end there on this round. Right now, Amy with an Outlaw is just going to be working over onto B main.
That's a good spot.
Part of the reason I like this comp when we're talking about attack is how much agency it gives Amy. You're able to take risks that no one else really does on the lurk when you're chamber.
It's a very early drone. At 1:20 from Melissa. Now, very few options to find forward information, especially as Market door is broken down and smoke is placed. There's always the threat, though, with this Viper wall going up that someone could step out of the Market door. That's why Amy wants to get right in front of this wall. Now out of range of her teleport. On a bit of mission. Sees a player, can step back into it. Now has that get out of jail free. But nowhere really to advance behind this. Still blocked off by that trip.
Yeah, she's just trying to provide some pressure here. TP goes back towards spawn, so G2 want to pivot,
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa.
Amy...
Melissa just steps right into it. Needed the headshot for the kill. And now with 25 seconds left, coming into 3 players on this B site with no B main control. Akita is going to need to deal with this Cypher right on the other side of this wall. There's so much utility down on her. Bastarda digs her heels in with Lisa. With no time left on the clock, Sayuri filtering back into the site.
10 seconds left.
Sayuri has a chance here to just take everyone down. MIBR not going down without a fight, as Mimi is swarmed, and another round taken.
Very good reaction out of MIBR. That's exactly the adaptation I wanted to see G2 make to playing B, where they're walling Market instead. But feeling that pressure of the chamber fighting up on the flank, MIBR instead play their players close into main. And manage to fight together there instead, killing G2 as they come out onto the site from Market. And just credit to Sayori. Such beautiful shots from her. She had an amazing map one as well.
Now, G2 are going to be calling a timeout here. And on the attack side, I feel like they've just been running into so many problems in the post plant on B there. They just need one round.
Yes.
Do they adjust how they want to take into the B site? Do they just avoid it entirely? Is that a viable option?
Yeah, it's certainly a viable option. I think that you just want to play a slower round and get some main control and then just work the map a little bit. The thing is, Chrissy, even if they lose the next 4 rounds in a row, you just wait until you have 5 ults and then you guarantee the win.
Okay. So if you're the coach, you're just like, I don't care what you do, just don't waste your ult.
No, I think I'd call a round. And
yeah,
then
you'd
also
offer
say,
a little bit more
I
than that.
care what you do, but don't waste your ult. And I even care about you, dear player.
Right, because if you were the coach of a team, you would support that team.
I would.
I know you currently support none of the players on stage, but...
Well, that's an interesting way to phrase it.
Your words, not mine. Would you support MIBR to make a comeback?
I would support a comeback in that I think it's fun to watch.
Okay.
I would
Very
be more supportive
fence-sitting of you.
I would be more supportive of maybe a fake comeback into a map 3.
Okay. Generous, generous. We give the viewers a little bit more to work with here.
A bit of a taste. Let's see what G2 are up to, though.
Viper's Pit spent on the anti-eco here, just locking down B main.
Yeah. I think the answer will be to actually answer your question.
Oh,
I think
please do that.
Yeah, I think exploring A is good. With this more standard comp, you're always going to be able to do this. Slide in, go up, push Sayori away. Now she's in trouble and running.
But the counter Hunter's Fury, I mean, just allows SRN to step forward here.
Spike down A.
Gives an advantage of one player. Still has control over A for MIBR.
But Chrissy, if I'm G2, not only do I feel supported, but I'm happy that they just used their ult on our eco round.
That's true. That's two ultimates. The Viper's Pit actually falling in B main. Very early rotation from Lisa.
Cover going
Is
out.
interesting. Now Paranoia forces Sayori back shoulder to shoulder with Melissa. And the wall over Link might be enough to get the plant. The smoke is a problem though with that ping coming on through. Sayori looking for a little bit of spam. Shock Dart kills the planter. So now Akita will pick up that spike. G2 don't really have any options, don't have anywhere to go. At this point, the Sage Wall boxes them into the site as much as it keeps MIBR out. Vanya with a good shot and a couple. Surely this is not how we do it here. Not another Vanya 3K,
Really
not
should
another
be
Vanya
this
4K. Not with 7 HP. Vanya on for the ace. Vanya waiting. Sees the gun! Vanya aces us into a third map.